Hello, everybody. Happy Star Trek Tuesday. It is time for, you guessed it, the main viewer. We have so much to talk about. First and foremost, we are going to remember and celebrate our good friend, Mr. Kenneth Mitchell. What an amazing guy. What a wonderful human. What an incredible Klingon. So, everybody, grab a beverage and we will raise a glass and propose a toast to Mr. Kenneth Mitchell a little later. So stay tuned for that. We will start off with talking about him. Then we're going to talk about all the Star Trek news of the day. There's a lot of news kind of popping around, not a lot of shows happening, which in and of itself is great news because it means they're busy working. Strange New Worlds is filming like busy bees, and it's going to be amazing in the second half of the year when we get to see all this good stuff. Discovery is going to come out in like a matter of weeks. So a lot to talk about there. A lot of cool articles. And then we are going to reveal to you, everybody, a new thing that we've got, which tells you everything that's going on with Virtual TrekCon, all the weekly shows, the yearly events. Like a lot of people are like, I can't remember what days or what times and what you have so many things. As Anne Marie used to yell about, she would always say, you have too many things with 3 letters. There's TMV, VTC,
Never said that.
WTF,
T7R.
T7R. She was pissed. It was, man, it was crazy. But so we got it all worked out for you, and we'll be making all these announcements about the upcoming weeks, months, and the rest of the year. Lots to get into. So the most important thing to do is to introduce Melissa Longo. Hey, Melissa.
Hi. We'll see if Garrick behaves.
Yeah, everybody at home, Melissa was having a little bit of tech issues right before we went live. So if she has a delayed response, it's because of that. It's not because she's given us the silent treatment. It's just because maybe the audio takes a few seconds to go through. It'll probably pick back up shortly. Dr. Anne Marie Seagull is here.
Hi.
The walking exclamation point. She actually has the opposite effect. She can answer questions 5 seconds before we ask them. It's really weird. It's a tech, it's kind of a,
Ooh, so Doctor Who.
it's so Deanna Troy of you, or Luoxana Troy. And everybody, my name, but you knew I was going to say that. My name is Ryan T. Husk. Melissa and I are wearing our Be Kind shirts that you can get at bekindmerch.org, if I remember correctly. That's Chase Masterson's website. This is the Kenneth Mitchell shirt signed by Kenneth Mitchell with the colors he picked out. So get your very own Kenneth Mitchell Be Kind shirt. Also, please be sure to donate. We'll include a link in the description box below where you can donate to Kenneth Mitchell's family. There is Melissa's cat.
To complicate things further.
Hello to JR Poole, Chuck A, Zanzis, Scott, Kimber, JR. Oh, we already said JR. JR twice.
Yay.
Glenn Iverson, Portia, Dave Gregory, Chuck A, War Dogheim. Do you guys know, everybody at home, War Dogheim had a fire in his basement? I didn't know this.
Oh.
War Dog, we are so happy that you and the family are okay.
Yeah.
And 91% of your cats. Very sad news about the older one. Very sorry to hear that. But we're sending you all of our good vibes and happiness. Hopefully you will get all that sorted out. That was rough. Sounds really messy. Bob D, hello. And everybody, Kathy D, we see all of you and everybody whose last name starts with a D. What's up, Joel? All right.
I put
Let's
the
get,
t-shirt link in the live chat too,
yeah,
which
can you tell them what it is?
yes, so it's bekindmerch.org/products slash, I mean, you can just put in bekind merch.org and it'll take you to the website. And you can just click on the Kenneth Mitchell like blue and glitter t-shirt. And when I bought mine, they were so popular that mine was 2 sizes too small. So I had to give it away and not wear it 'cause I don't want to be totally chubby. But
All
it goes
right.
for a good cause.
Also a good cause is we've included the link in the description box below to donate to Ken's family. You might not see it right now, but at the end of this video, you can just hit refresh and it will be there. So no sweat there. That is going to be a GoFundMe for Ken's family. All right. So let's just get into this for those of you that don't know, and for those of you that do. Here it is. From StarTrek.com, remembering Kenneth Mitchell, 1974 to 2024. StarTrek.com is deeply saddened to report the passing of Kenneth Alexander Mitchell, who played the Klingons Kol Shah, and Tenavik, I think it was, as well as Aurelio on Star Trek Discovery. Remember that? That was so cool.
Yeah,
In
I love that they
addition,
did that.
definitely.
Sorry.
No, not at all. In addition, he voiced several voice characters in an episode of Star Trek Lower Decks. Mitchell passed away at age 49 on February 24th, 2024. Then it goes into here. Actually, we'll read a few of these. Born November 25th, 1974, in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Mitchell
Mhm.
appeared in five films and television shows, sorry, in multiple films and television shows, including roles such as the father of superhero Carol Danvers in Captain Marvel and Olympic hopeful in Miracle. Other roles include turns on Jericho, The Astronaut Wives Club, Ghost Whisperer, and Switched at Birth. As Cole, Mitchell hoped to bring a new perspective on Klingon culture to fans through his turn on Discovery. Quote, whether someone is good or bad is all about perspective, and it's about understanding that culture, he told StarTrek.com in 2017. You'll get to know the Klingons on our show, and then people can decide if we really are the villains edgy. And then here is the actual post that shocked and saddened the Star Trek community a few days ago. You could read that on your own. It was tweeted directly from Mr. Kenneth Mitchell's personal Twitter. That's at Mr. Ken Mitchell. Okay, so
Mhm.
that's the story. Can we start off? Melissa, can you just tell everybody when and where and how you met Mr. Kenneth Mitchell?
It was, yes, it was in 2018 in Birmingham, England, at the convention there. And somebody introduced us to, they were introducing Aaron and I to all of the Discovery cast. And they had taken us over to meet Ken. And Ken seeing Aaron embraced him so like he had known him his whole life. Like they were already friends. So and they hit it off right away. So that's when I met him too. And yeah, he's been a friend since. Yeah.
Had Aaron watched Discovery before that, or did they just hit it
Mhm.
off as pals?
No, he had watched it. Well, it's interesting because I had briefly met his wife in 2017 at the Discovery premiere, and I had no idea that she was his wife when I met her.
Really?
But yeah, so we didn't actually meet Ken at the premiere, but during the after party is when I met his wife, and she's so lovely, and my heart goes out to her. Um, yeah, goes
Hmm.
out to her.
Well, I think the night I met Kenneth Mitchell was right around March 22nd, 2021. And the reason I know that, it was a little sooner, is because of this. Yeah, it was probably January. I feel like it was January.
You met him?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you met
January
him
2019. But I'm saying, yeah, right. This was
January
posted. I'm looking.
2019. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like it was January. I don't remember exactly when it was. Anyway, but the reason I'm just saying this is because this post is from 2021. But yeah, it was anyway, I feel like it might have been January. I don't remember. But here's what it was specifically is this night, and I'm sure Melissa remembers this night very well.
Yes. This was May
Was it May?
2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was at
Yes.
the
It was.
this was at the Deep Space Nine premiere at Paramount, was it? Or no, it was at Mann's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. That's what it was,
No.
right?
Yeah. And that's where we met Levi for the first time. Well, kind of. No, we had met Levi before.
We cannot get our stories straight. This is great.
We met Levi
So
before.
it was May 2019.
Mhm.
Well, one thing at a time. We'll talk about Levi in a moment, who, by the way, is now living in Hawaii. He's living the good life.
Yeah.
But this is where I got to meet Kenneth Mitchell in person. Was obviously through Aaron Eisenberg, because Aaron Eisenberg was one of those kinds of people that would just say, "This is my friend, this is my other friend. Now you guys have to be friends." You know, like he was so open and forthcoming and friendly and would put people together and befriend them and make sure they would befriend each other.
Yeah.
And so I feel like Kenneth and I just kind of gave each other a look like, I guess we have to be friends. We don't have a choice. You know, obviously Ken was really nice, and I was very appreciative that an actor on Discovery would just befriend some rando guy on the street just because Aaron was like, "Hey, you know Ryan, right? Oh, you should know. This is Ryan. Ryan, this is Ken." And then we're like, "Okay, okay." And he's like, "We should all get a picture together."
Totally.
We're like, "We literally just met." He's like, "Yeah, we'll get it." But of course, we know, and of course, there's Nikki and Camille there as well.
Yeah. Well, and I
But
remember when Levi were putting together this screening, Aaron was really excited about it. But then he was talking to Ken, I believe via Twitter, and Ken said that he wanted to come, and Aaron was so excited because Ken wanted to be there too to support the documentary. So it was great. Yeah.
yeah, it was a nice day.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went up on stage, we chatted. I don't think Kenneth did. I think the rest of us did go up on stage.
He made it a point to he made it a point to say that he didn't want to go on stage because he wanted the documentary to be about the people in the documentary. But there was this one moment when you all were on stage, and Aaron had introduced Ken Mitchell, and he stood up, and then he brought me up where he was standing, and he gave me a big huge hug that lingered way too long, and then when I was pulling away, he was like, no, stay, so we'll get them really riled up. And then Aaron says, "Hey, what are you doing to my wife?" And then everybody looked at at Aaron and said, "Wife," because nobody had known we'd gotten married. But
right.
Yeah, but he was just as much of a jokester as Aaron was. So this is why they were so fun together. They just were buddies.
Mm.
Fun moments.
And that man, Mr. Kenneth Mitchell, by the way, loved the hell out of Cirroc Lofton too.
Yes.
I think they would always talk about shoes. I think that's what it was. If I remember correctly, they talked about
hats.
Shoes.
And hats. And
maybe
hats.
It was me that talked about shoes then. I think it was him.
Okay.
No, they definitely mentioned shoes.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see how the people in the live chat are doing. Faith Howell says, I recognize his wife from somewhere. I know I've seen her in a ton of things, but I can't quite place which one I'm thinking of. Interesting. The Matt Boardman says, I never met Ken, but I will never forget him telling his experience with Shatner and that Shatner sent him a tree. So
Yeah.
what Matt Boardman's talking about is fast forward a few years when we did the first Lappy Awards, the 2022 Lappy Awards. We created something called the Kenneth Mitchell Hope Award. And that was, named in his honor for somebody that's going to give us hope in humanity through, very difficult times, which Kenneth Mitchell very much did. Very, very much did, which is why we named it
Mm-hmm.
deliberately after him. And during the Lappy Awards, everybody in the live chat, you may remember this. Mary Chifo, his fellow Klingon, came on and presented
Mm-hmm.
the win to him, the award, I should say, the honor. And he had a speech prepared for it. And he, he said it, he prepared it, and it was quite long. It was unbelievable. It was so beautiful, and it was so heartfelt. It's one of the
Mm-hmm.
most memorable things ever. It was about an encounter he had with William Shatner and just this wonderful story that came of that. So no matter, yeah, as War Dog Heim says in the live chat, he says, not a dry eye in my house when Ken gave his acceptance speech. Tell me about it. So he does
Oh
this.
my gosh.
He obliterates all of us, and then we have to come back on the live show and just go back and be like, all right, so up next for funniest sound in lower decks or whatever. Like, but we were like totally destroyed. He's
Oh.
he's unbelievable. So yeah, you say he was a funny jokester, he was hilarious, but he was also an amazing writer. He had the heart of a poet, He had the words of a
Yes.
magician. I don't even know how to describe it.
Well, he felt things very deeply and things moved him. And I don't know if it was because of his diagnosis but he was always a genuine gentleman and a soul that felt things greatly.
Yeah. By the way, amazing actor too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll actually tell you my first memory of Kenneth Mitchell was at the Star Trek convention in Las Vegas. I don't know if it was 2016 or it was probably 17. It was probably right before Discovery first aired. It might have even been 2018, honestly, but I remember it was at the very beginning. And Kenneth Mitchell's up on stage and he starts doing Cole. He starts going, oh, oh, and talking like that. And he just fully
Yeah.
like goes into character and starts talking like that and wowing the crowd. And we all go, because first we just see
Mm-hmm.
who's this nice, good looking chum hanging out and chatting with us. This doesn't seem like a Klingon. But then he just fully like, I just remember him going fully into character and saying some lines from a Discovery episode. So he was definitely also quite a showman. Uh, Great
Mm-hmm.
guy there. So, Anne Marie, do you have
Yeah.
anything
And
to add?
he
I don't know.
loved
He loved what?
fandom. He loved being part of the Star Trek fandom. This I know. Um, yes, he was so proud to be part of this universe.
Mm-hmm. He and Mary Chieffo really embraced it.
Mm-hmm. They really did.
So, Dr. Anne Marie Siegel, I don't know if you ever had a chance to meet Kenneth, but you want to say a few words?
I mean, obviously it was amazing for fans, and it really stood out how he continued to go like on the cruise and to conventions he was at Mission Chicago even, and then he like went out of his way to do virtual TrekCon 1, and he did an amazing panel with
Right.
Mary. And I mean, he didn't have to do any of that, and like so many people would have just been like, I'm dealing with a lot, so no. But he
Hmm.
continued to come and be part of Star Trek and interact with everybody, and just was so lovely.
And they'd be well within their rights to say, "Hey, I got a lot going on. Sorry, this
Yes.
is not, on the top of my list."
I
But
mean,
he
from
definitely
like,
went above and beyond for people.
yes, and from like
Mhm.
a standpoint of just raising awareness for ALS, like that's such a huge thing to do also. And lead to money donations for research. He's just incredible.
Mhm. Yeah.
So our good friend back of the head of screenrant.com, that's John Orchiola, is joining us right now. He's calling in all the way from Sherman Oaks, California, or Studio City. What is it, Sherman Oaks? What's up, John?
Hey, what up? What's going on?
Not
Hey.
much.
Were you
It's
asking if
good
I'm
to
from
see you.
Sherman Oaks?
Yeah, I think you're calling in from Sherman Oaks, right? You just flew in, and boy, are
Yeah,
you whatever.
arms tired.
So we're obviously talking about our good friend Mr. Kenneth Mitchell. Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, just I never got to meet him, but obviously so sad. Phenomenally talented man. People had such amazing things to say about him, both his peers as actors, and also just the fans who got to meet him at Star Trek conventions. And just the courage he showed fighting ALS, and the way he just rose above this horrible disease and just continued to live his life and be an inspiration to others. He's a really terrific guy. I wish I got to know him.
Really was. Also like to point out, if possible, very quickly, um, that let me see if I can pull this up here. When we were going to do the this year's Kenneth Mitchell Hope Award, and we were going to give it and present it to Kitty Swink. I wanted to keep Kenneth in the loop and let him know, get his blessing. So I told him who we chose and wanted to get some feedback from him or what he thought. And he actually did respond. And this was apparently 1 week before he passed away, and still was very encouraging and amazing about everything. His response in all caps, "This is incredible. She is incredible," and a nice little diamond. So that was Kenneth Mitchell until the very end, immediately replying to give his blessing to Kitty Swink, thinking about other people. And I didn't know him that well. I wish I'd gotten a chance to know him better. Uh, he'd been on our show a couple times. He'd been, he did the Lappy Awards. We met a couple times in person. There was an amazing time at the cruise, the Star Trek cruise in 2022, where we did a Kenneth Mitchell rave, because he loved his raves and he was getting us all to like spin
Yeah.
around in a circle. Do you remember that, Melissa? And then while we're
Yeah.
doing this and we're going nuts, his buddy, I don't remember his buddy's name. Maybe you remember it, Melissa. He's a
Parky.
tall fellow. What is it?
Parky.
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 Yeah. And
Parky.
suddenly, all of a sudden, you just see Kenneth Mitchell is being pushed out from the stage into the crowd of a bunch of 1,000 raving nerds. And I mean raving like, "Ah," and then
Yeah.
suddenly there's Kenneth Mitchell, and like we're all just like, "Yeah, Ken," and cheering him on and hugging him and patting him and just like mauling him. Like he was like the biggest celebrity because he's throwing this rave. He's nothing but positivity. He's got this music going. He's got these beautiful words that we're hearing. And I swear we mauled that poor man. Everybody was just screaming and yelling and grabbing. And he probably felt like Paul McCartney. You see, Anne-Marie, Paul McCartney was he was part of the Beatles, which was a band, part of the British invasion in 1962, was it? I think. And
Yeah,
Anyway,
61, 62, I think.
I thought 62 was I Want to Hold Your Hand, but I could be wrong. Um, Point is, he was a superstar, and I'm
He was a
so
superstar.
glad that we had all these moments with him. I mean, we as the
Mhm.
Star Trek community. We can't hear you,
Mhm.
Anne Marie.
Yeah, he came to Ed Sullivan. They came to Ed Sullivan in 64.
Oh. No, but when did I Want to Hold Your Hand come out? You're gonna
Oh,
test my knowledge here.
yeah, like probably 2 years before.
Yeah. Anyway, so any final thoughts on our good friend Mr. Kenneth Mitchell that graced our show, that graced our TVs, that graced our convention stages, that graced the cruise, that gave us these amazing raves and memories, and this Be Kind shirt, and that always made
Mhm.
sure to support everything and everyone in the Star Trek
Mhm.
community.
Mhm.
Yeah. He was a loyal friend. And speaking of Parky and Ken were a part of this larger group that had grown up with each other in Canada since they were boys. And they stayed close friends until now. They're, you know, his group of pals would take him on these cruises and accompany him, and he indoctrinated them into the brown, I want to call it the brown bag club or the brown swipe club. But yeah, because they would take care of him while he was on the cruise, all facets of taking care of him, so including Mary Chifo. But he was a loyal friend, so um he should be remembered for all of the wonderful things that he was.
Absolutely. So, everybody, if anybody's got a beverage in their hands, this is what I chose. It's kind of a weird mix. I was thinking, I had a good time with him on the Star Trek cruise. So I'm gonna go with a pina colada beverage in Kenneth Mitchell's honor. But I'm gonna pour it into something that I think is fit for a Klingon. I got this a long
Oh,
time ago, and I thought this looks very Klingon blood winey. What do you think?
Oh,
well, I didn't expect it to be so like crystally.
Well, I don't have a proper Klingon chalice,
Chalice.
but everybody at home, and if any of you guys have a beverage on you, let's propose a toast to Kenneth Mitchell, and may he find his way all the way up to Tovokor. And since he's been there for a few days, he's
Mhm.
probably taken over by now. Cole has taken over Tovokor. To Kenneth Mitchell.
Yes,
Kenneth Mitchell.
absolutely. To Kenneth Mitchell.
What's been
Mm.
really special to see is like how the crew, like obviously the Star Trek cruise is going on right now. And they've reacted by like having a moment of silence and then in their big like promenade where they display like actors and scenes from Star Trek. They had like the picture up that was on his social media with his two children.
Mhm.
And then yesterday, like Mary, I think it was yesterday, Monday, whatever, Monday night, yeah, yesterday. Mary Chipo hosted a rave in his honor. And
Aw.
they all did like
Mhm.
a welcome to Stovacor like scream. It was
Oh,
Oh
yes, like
my
in TNG where they're
gosh.
Love it.
and it was caught on
Oh.
camera, so you can see clips of it. It's really special.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
Joel in the live chat says time crystal glass. Yes, that's what I meant. It's a time
Yeah,
crystal glass.
time crystal
Mm,
or like 1980s Valentine's Day.
all
it's like
right.
high end Klingon bottle service.
Mhm.
That's right. Fit for a Cole Shaw. That was another one of his characters.
And Tanavik,
Right. And
Laurel's
Aurelio.
son.
So before we move on, let's just read a couple of these.
Mhm.
Zanzus says, I've never met Kenneth, but he sounds incredible. Kimber says, I wish I'd been able to meet him. J.R. Poole says, Trek fam is amazing. Let's see. Dave Gregory says, I remember at Mission Chicago, all of the disco crew just surrounding him
Yes.
and giving him so much love at the end of the con day. It was just amazing. You remember that, Anne-Marie?
Yeah, it was amazing. And they took so many pictures together. It was just so beautiful.
All right, and a lot of people raising their beverages. We have Dr. Pepper's, we've got a blackberry lemon Waterloo raising a glass. Cole is very disappointed, but I think Ken is very happy about these beverages we're pulling up. We're like Klingon Warrior, Pina Colada, Waterloo, Dr. Pepper. At least Dr. Pepper, they used to say had prune juice in it. Maybe
Chamomile
there's.
tea.
All right. Well, let's move forward, shall we? Very, very blessed to have met Kenneth Mitchell. And so everybody, please make sure you click that link in the description box. After this video is over, you refresh it, click that link and go support his beautiful family. So up next, oh, that's nice. Sorry, I'm just looking at a few of these. Let's actually very quickly look at a couple of these tributes to Kenneth Mitchell. It's from trekmovie.com. Michelle Paradise says, we love you, Ken. What an absolute gift and privilege to have known you. Please help support his family if you can. This is the link in the description box. Olatunde Osunsanmi, I think is how you pronounce it, says, Kenneth, the world is going to miss you, man. Sean Cochran says, I'm so grateful for all the time I got to spend working with Ken on Star Trek Discovery. He was such a talent and such a wonderful person. Everybody adored him, and the way he embraced his final years with such love and joy was beyond inspirational. He will never be forgotten. Really, can you? I can't imagine.
Even a writer and producer for Discovery. Yeah.
Okay. I can't imagine basically finding out this news about your health and then still being like such a beacon of positive. I think I'd be just like the opposite. I would feel like everybody get off my lawn.
Such a devastating disease. It's amazing.
And one of our favorite people in the whole world says, that's Raven Dowda, says, rest in peace, beautiful soul. You will be greatly missed. Thank you for showing us how to live fully from our hearts. Love Raven. Okay, so now we can properly move on. This is from, let's see, check out this article, everybody. This is from screenrant.com. The writer is Mark Donaldson.
Oh.
How well do you know Mark, John?
I know Mark pretty well. He's actually my number one at Screen Rant.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. He's a senior writer. He's been part of the Star Trek team pretty much for the last year, and he's great. Yeah, so this came from Virtual TrekCon 5, the John Delancey panel. And I don't want to say I forced my writers to watch Virtual TrekCon 5, but I strongly encouraged it. And yeah, so a couple of them came back with some pitches based off of the panels, and this is one of them.
It's entitled Roddenberry
so
didn't
cool.
want Q to become Star Trek TNG's, quote, clown. Do you remember what it was that he was talking about that kind of set this up?
Sort of. So yeah, it was basically talking about his experience in Encounter at Farpoint and how
Exactly.
Roddenberry had plans initially for a lot more Q in season 1. I think there was a plan to have him in 6 episodes, if not like more.
Wow.
And then they realized pretty quickly that having an all-powerful, omnipotent being who can do anything with a snap of his fingers is not necessarily the best thing you can have in your television show every week. That would kind of distract from the other
Fixes a
people.
lot. Yeah.
So the quote is, John says, I come in and I'm spinning. So the second time they brought me in, Gene said, you know what, I'm gonna not bring you back more than once a year because it occurred to us that then we would have a show where we're just waiting for the clown to show up. And that was interesting because I didn't see him as a clown. I saw him as a threat, but I guess he
Maybe like
means
a
more like,
Shakespeare or like a Italian Renaissance or whatever clown.
what's that?
You know,
Sounds
like,
fun.
what is that word again? Like comeda. Uh, like, what I'm talking about? Like old circus clowns that weren't necessarily funny, but like they kind of like wreak havoc or they're tragic or whatever.
Mhm.
Huh.
Like Puck keeps coming to my head. Like
Pagliacci.
in Midsummer Night's Dream. He's more of a
Trickster.
trickster, yeah, like a leprechaun.
Ooh.
My read on it was a lot more like The Simpsons, where they didn't want Q to be Poochie, where when Poochie's not on the screen, everybody's asking, "Where's Poochie?"
I remember that.
Put that on a t-shirt. Where's Poochie?
Yeah, it's Commedia dell'arte. But
Oh yeah.
the other thing is that like Loxana comes back once a year, so I feel like you would always just say, well, his own wife comes back just once a year, so it's normalized.
You know what they should have done? What if season 4 comes around? Everybody kind of figures they know what's going on with TNG, no big deal. They get the feel for it. Season 4 comes around, and the first like 4 episodes are Q episodes, so that the fans would be like, wait a second, is this just going to be like every week, like forever? Like, the first one, oh, okay, cool. Then the second one, they're like, didn't they have a Q? Okay, that's fine. And then the third one, and then the fourth, just to see how long it would take before the fans go, like, start to panic. Like, is this just going to be, is this it? Is this the whole, like the old cartoons of the 80s or 90s where it's like the same villain just keeps coming back, like Rocky and Bullwinkle. It's always those guys, that or whatever. That's a terrible idea.
Well, in TV, there's a lot of precedents of supporting characters, guest stars even, who become so popular that they literally take over the show. Happy Days is one. The Fonz was a supporting character, but he was so popular,
Yeah.
he became the main character.
Urkel.
Urkel, yes, Family Matters.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know what that always boils down to? That actor crushing it. If an actor just completely chews up the scenery and dominates it, and the writers kind of go, hey, that was pretty freaking funny. That guy's making us look really good. They're like, I got it. Why don't we bring Urkel back or the Fonz back? And they just keep bringing these people that are supposed to be like in one episode. Then they bring them back for a few more, or even someone like Frasier, who, didn't necessarily
Great
like
point.
chew up the scenery, but he was originally on a 4-episode deal. And I don't remember where this story comes from, but I remember hearing the story of like he went to the local bar out in like Studio City or whatever it was, and he went to the bartender and he was like, "Hey, I'm excited." He's like, "I just got a 4-episode deal on a sitcom. I'm super excited." Like it was like this was the big moment of his life, and little did he know those 4 episodes would turn into 6 seasons, and then a spinoff, and then another spinoff, and tossed salads and scrambled eggs, which I still don't understand what that means. But yeah, that's true. A lot of
I mean,
people.
and then it carries on into Star Trek because you have like Worf, who like they weren't even sure if they wanted a Klingon on the
Right.
bridge.
Then he got the
Season
spinoff.
one barely has a thing. O'Brien, who doesn't even have a
O'Brien.
name.
True.
Like
Mhm.
Nog, thing happens over and
Yeah.
over.
I thought you were going to say Kelsey Grammer did so well it carried over into Star
Like on a
Trek,
Star
and
Trek
he was
thing.
the captain of the Bozeman in
Yeah,
Cause and Effect, right?
yes.
But yeah, that's true. O'Brien did it. Nog did the hell out of it. And Nog is probably the best example of that in all of Star Trek, wouldn't you say?
I mean,
Yeah,
O'Brien was an
absolutely.
extra.
Nog and O'Brien.
O'Brien's up there. Yeah.
No, you know who else? Wei Yun. Remember Ira Stephen Bear has gone on record saying
Oh yeah.
he was supposed to be one
Yeah.
episode. Jeff Combs was supposed to be one episode
Oh,
as
and
Wayoon, and then they killed him, and they're
and
like, shit,
yeah.
we just killed it. This guy was doing a great job, and we just killed him. What do we do? What are we supposed to do? That's so funny.
Yeah. And Damar is a good example of that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first episode he was in, he didn't even have a name. He was something like Cardassian Lieutenant or something. And they're like, he's like, can you guys give me a character name, please? And they're like, we'll give you Damar. Not
I think
today.
it's like a great, I mean, in classic TV, it does happen all the time, and that did set like a precedent for it. It happened all the time on Bewitched with like different family members.
All right. We're on Bewitched. Time to move on.
Is that the rule?
Yeah, I don't know how it keeps happening, but here we are back on
How did
Bewitched.
that happen?
It's
It's
always
Bewitched
Bewitched
screening on AOL.
or Doctor Whom or For All Mankind. But For All Mankind is definitely very, very relevant, I think.
Oh my gosh.
So here's this next fun article, also from screenrant.com. It's a good one. It's from somebody named Jen Watson, who John knows well. This one is entitled DS9's Major Kira wasn't considered, quote, beautiful by Star Trek producers. DS9's Nana Visitor wasn't considered beautiful by Star Trek producers, but that turned out to be a good thing for Major Kira Nerys. So this is something that's kind of been, she's mentioned this once or twice before, but I feel like the further along that we're separated from this, and the more we can kind of look back at it with a different lens, the more interesting it becomes, I'd say.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
Sorry,
definitely. It speaks to like the archetypes or the roles women were placed into just 30 years ago on television, where you had to be you're the best friend, you're the hot girl, you're the older lady, for instance. And so it's
the
interesting that
wacky neighbor.
wacky neighbor. You look at Nana Visitor, you look at Major Kira, incredibly beautiful woman. Like, you don't doubt that unless your eyes don't work. But
Yeah.
she's not. But she's
Yes.
not. But she's not the beautiful woman because Terry Farrell is there. I mean, Terry Farrell also incredibly beautiful. But like, why? It's so strange. But what's interesting about Nana's quote at Virtual TrekCon 5, and I guess she also has mentioned this in other interviews as well, is that it worked. She made it work for her. It freed her up to let Kira become this incredibly well-rounded character who wasn't defined by her physical appearance. Although when she went to the mirror universe, she got to play into that and be the intendant, and that was almost like a parody of Kira. So yeah, that's kind of like, but it's really interesting. I mean, just I guess I'm not. I'm not an actress. I can't speak for how it's like on set today. But I mean, I imagine it's different now to a degree than it was back then.
Kind of.
To a degree. Yeah.
To a degree. Yeah, there's still archetypes and stereotypes that people get pigeonholed into. So
Sure.
I mean, the crazy thing is she was still in like a cat suit and stick thin. It's just that because she had short hair, I guess like everybody's like, well, she's not the pretty one. I'm like, well, then if that's the case, why are you making her wear this crap?
That's also kind of like Three's Company, right? They had the blonde, beautiful blonde lady, and then they're like, well, let's get the girl with the short hair. She'll be the wacky, the
You're right.
whatever other
Janet.
person.
Yeah, Janet wasn't the hot one.
Oh. But I loved Janet.
But yeah, maybe it is a
I
hair
loved
thing.
Chrissy
That's what I'm
too.
saying. Maybe it's, but yeah, that's so strange where they're like, well, no, we can't. The point was that we can't have two beautiful women. We already have, here's the one beautiful women. You can be the other, whatever, the tough one. It's like, what's wrong with having two? It's perfectly fine. But yeah, the archetypes, like for me as an actor, people would always put me in as, obviously like either the lead guy or the boyfriend, somebody, the lead person's love interest, or the thing, always a cop or a soldier or a fireman or a government official or a soldier. Did I say soldier? Or just always That same that was the thing that I always got. And that's why I thought when Star Trek was starting to be shot, I was like, I think I got a good shot at getting in on this because they were looking for,
Yeah.
I think they were saying like futuristic military types. I'm like, if I don't get in on this, if I'm getting like, I've been cast as a soldier 5 times or a cop 15 times and a fireman, like, I'm like, even a paramedic. I'm like, I do not have paramedic look. I look like I would do more harm than good for sure. But I was like, I am definitely going to get into, if they want a futuristic military look and I don't get this, I'm going to be pissed. But I wasn't pissed. I was happy.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, for me, it was always the best friend, cutesy best friend role, never leading lady, ever. Ever. Nobody ever thought I was sexy enough to be the leading lady. So, yeah, that's because my skin is brown.
I wonder if you could also get like villain, because that's the most fun.
I would love to play a villain. That would be fun.
That's the best.
Mhm.
I got a lot of villain too, or the douchey guy. That's also, anyway, got to move on from those things. Yeah, I could see the best friend look. I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm like, yeah, I can see
it's
it.
you get told, oh, you're so cute. Let me pinch your cheeks so many times that it just becomes okay. Yeah. Everybody just look past me because I'm just cute and that's it.
Maybe, and
Anyway.
this is getting way off track here, but what they say is if you want to change your type, maybe shave one side of your head, get a more severe look, and then suddenly they might start casting you for, a mean girl or villain or spy or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
Linda Andreich says, OMG, Melissa is so beautiful. And J.R. Poole says, Melissa Longo, beautiful brown skin. So they are loving you. They all say you're freaking beautiful. Let's finish this here. Speaking of beautiful. So it reads, Nana Visitor expands on the narrow scope of roles available for women in the 1990s during a panel of Virtual TrekCon 5, calling herself a, quote, character actor instead of beautiful, suggesting that the two terms were mutually exclusive at the time. That's the thing that took us 500 words to say. This wonderful writer just took like 5 words to pin it down, what we're trying to say. However, Visitor also points out that this was ultimately a good thing. Read her quote and watch the Virtual TrekCon 5 panel below. Oh, that's nice. Then look at this.
The other thing is that, I mean, just because of like sexism in the workplace, they're just like, if there was like a work show, so much of the office couldn't be female because they weren't female, or like doctors or whatever.
Good point. So the quote is, in the 90s, I was not considered a beautiful woman. I was basically considered more like a character woman. I remember in hair and makeup, they said, isn't she beautiful? And the producer said, no, she's not. But that's not what we hired her for. And that was simply the way it was. That's why being an alien allowed me to be the most human woman I had ever been allowed to be. Stick a nose on me and it's, quote, okay, we'll give her a pass, end quote. And she's yelling at the star of the show in the first few scenes. That wasn't allowed. Yelling at a man, unless I was evil, then I could yell. It's good stuff. Great stuff from the Nah Visitor.
Yeah,
Kira really was like a revolutionary character.
Talk about an inspiration. Yeah.
What'd you say, John?
No, Kira was very much a revolutionary character. She was way ahead of her time.
Agreed. And she's like Melissa's like biggest inspiration ever, I think, right?
Oh, when I was a teenager. I was a teenager, she was somebody I looked up to, just because I liked her work ethic, and she felt like a real person to me. She wasn't perfect, and she was flawed, and she made mistakes, and she learned from those mistakes, and she got things wrong in an effort to do the right thing. So, you know, and she was a survivor.
Mhm. Actually, John, we've got you for just a couple more minutes here, so I wanted to pull up this one more article here. We'll
Sure.
skip ahead to this one because this is a fun one. Because everybody's asking, no, that's not the one. Damn it, that's the wrong one. Darn it, is what I meant to say. Here it is. There it is. Great. So check this out. This is from screenrant.com. Also this is from John Orchiola.
Oh
So
yeah.
check this out. This one is what everybody's asking about. Star Trek Discoveries. Is it David Ajala or Ayala?
I believe it's Ayala.
David Ayala promises amazing start to season 5's fun adventure. Can you just give us the cliff notes on this? Because this is what we're all waiting for in 5 weeks?
Yeah. So the Sci-Fi Sisters interviewed David about season 5, and they posted a little clip of it on Twitter. I'm not quite sure when the full interview comes out, but I really
March
want to see it.
1st.
March.
I
When is
believe.
it?
March 1st, I
Sunday?
believe. I think
Oh,
it's
Friday.
their season premiere episode, but I
Oh,
don't know.
nice. That's great. Yeah. So yeah, he talked a little bit about what's in season 5. I'm trying to find the article here for myself.
Well, I could pull it up.
Oh yeah, that'd be
So,
great.
yeah,
All right,
check it
okay, I
out.
got it.
So, here's what it says. I'll pull this up right here. Because this is what everybody's asking about. Star Trek Discovery Season 5 wastes no time launching it into its fun adventure, according to David Ayala, who plays Cleveland Booker. Discovery's 5th and final season premieres Thursday, April 4th on Paramount Plus after the flagship Star Trek series celebrates its world premiere at SXSW. What is that? South by Southwest, right? Festival
Correct.
in
On March
March.
11th.
Oh, yeah. Ayala returns as Book, the paramour of Captain Michael Burnham, Sonequa Martin Green, who goes on a hunt for an ancient and powerful galactic treasure. The Sci-Fi Sisters podcast posted a Twitter clip of guest David Ayala discussing the amazing way Star Trek Discovery Season 5 starts. Ayala gets goosebumps discussing how Discovery Season 5 has so much fun and so much heart. Read his quote and check out the X post below. Whoa, just reading this gets me hyped up. Basically, what it sounds like is we're going to have like an Indiana Jones adventure. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, it sounds like the season just picks up right into the action. If you remember season 4, there was some preamble. There was like an action scene with Burnham and Book meeting like the bird people. But then there's some stuff at Starfleet Academy. There's some stuff at Starfleet headquarters. But it sounds like with season 5, they really just launch right into the action.
Or maybe it's like Gambit Adventure. That's what I'm hoping.
Ooh, that would be fun.
You
like
know how to get me all excited. Gambit is one of my favorite two-parters ever. It's one of the best TNG episodes of all time. And so his exact quote is, "What's so amazing about this new season is the way it starts. There's no warm-up. It's just straight in. There's so much adventure in this new season. There's so much fun. There's so much heart. There's so much love in it. Geez, goosebumps." So everybody check out the Sci-Fi Sisters episode. You said it's March 1st, Anne-Marie?
Yeah, that's when their season starts again. So I'm not sure if he's the first one up, but I think they said he is.
Wonderful. That's going to be so cool. Oh, yeah. Sorry. It says April 1st. April 1st.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, it does. It does say that right in the graphic.
Oh. Well, then they have other interviews coming out starting March 1st. I can't wait for them.
Great. Well, that's all great stuff, and people are super excited because Discovery is launching in a few weeks. And did you hear it's going to be their last season?
Very sad.
Really?
So, so you guys, Melissa reminds us in our little Zoom chat is that she is still having technical audio issues. So if at any point it sounds like like I ask a question and she pauses for like 10 seconds, it's either audio issues or she's torturing me. Because at one point when I asked a question and it just got quiet and I'm like waiting, I'm like, does she have an audio delay or is she just trolling us right now? I can't tell.
I'm practicing to be evil.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's so fun.
Okay.
Anyway, oh, John is messaging. Okay, I gotta go now, guys. That was creepy,
Aw.
is what
I
he's.
I sent no such message. I just want to be clear.
But yeah, welcome back to the West Coast. John, you were out of town for like a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, I was in
And
Boston for 3 weeks,
wow,
but I'm back.
how was it?
Actually, really nice, really really nice. I mean, it was mostly family time. It was mostly 3 weeks with my parents, and and then I had a big family reunion this past weekend with like hordes of cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff who I haven't seen in a couple of years, and it was really terrific.
That looked like so much fun. Aw.
When you said
We're a fun
hordes of
bunch to hang out with.
cousins, I imagine them like running with like swords and shields at you. But I don't know
No,
why
we shot a
that's
lot of
what.
hoops. We played a lot of pool. They're all athletes.
How fun. You know how to live, man. All right. Well, John, thanks for hanging out with us. Welcome back to Sherman Oaks. And okay, I've asked you this a lot of times on your way out. Please tell us. You have to complete the circle. There are four of us here. Are the four of us going to be hanging out together next week in San Francisco at Creation Entertainment's Trek to San Francisco,
Yeah.
finally together at last, eating pancakes and scrambled eggs? John Orchiola.
I cannot promise that's going to happen. Unfortunately, I
But
don't
you
have any
can't
plans to be
promise
in.
it won't.
Yeah, that
I
didn't sound
can't
like a
promise it
no,
won't,
though.
but I definitely can't promise it will. So
You heard
yeah,
it here,
unfortunately, I'm
everybody.
not going to be at SF at STF at SF, but Vegas is definitely going to happen, and there'll be stuff in the middle, in between.
Cool. Sounds like a maybe then. All right, well we'll see how it goes next week. Thanks very much for hanging out with us, John. As always, wearing your awesome Prodigy
So
sweater.
cute.
We'll see you soon, okay, pal?
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Good night.
See ya. And thank you very much to Katie for the super chat. We really appreciate that. Poor Melissa keeps cutting out at this point, but she's been such a trooper. And thank you very much to John Davis. So we will forward this along to Kenneth's family. But everybody remember, you can donate it directly at the link in the description box below at the end of this video. You got to wait to the end of the video, though. Hit refresh and it will be back in that description box. You just click on that link, give it directly to them, and then less will be taken out as it goes directly to them. And Melissa will be back in a moment once her technology works again. So here we go, everybody. What's up next? Oh, this is what's up next. We've talked about it a little bit, but let's talk about it a little bit more. Did you know there is a Star Trek cruise going on, you guys? And Dr. Anne-Marie Seagull is all over
Oh my
it.
God. I am so all over it, actually.
This is where we get hype.
Yep.
This is from TrekMovie.com, Star Trek
Oh.
Cruise Log 2.
And that's the
TNG cast
Spock Bear
jokes.
Lady.
TNG cast jokes about bad episodes. Ooh. Connor Trenier says, get over Trip Seth. Oh, yeah, that went everywhere. That went
Yeah.
viral right there,
Well,
right?
so the reason I shared this particular day is because Dr. Muhammad Noor is featured in it. And I mean, this is just like the tip of the iceberg of Dr. Muhammad Noor's cruise stuff, because he just posted on his Instagram stories, although I missed getting a good screenshot of it. He did a doctors and desserts thing with
Yum.
Dr. Phlox, and it looked amazing. And then, I mean, he's just been all over the place having office hours, which looked super well attended. And then he's done trivia, and this article like has a shot of him at one of his science panels. He's killing it.
He
We love that
is.
guy.
He's a great speaker. I don't know if you've
Yes.
noticed, but what a great orator.
Mhm. Oh, even the Akudas wanted a picture with him. So he was like all over the Akudas social media today. It was amazing.
They're fanning over him. I love
Yes.
it. So this is him talking to an audience of, I heard it was 40 or 50,000 adoring fans. Well, I think, what was it? 48,000. I was exaggerating. 48,000 adoring fans. And he is talking about Star Trek Voyager. Look at this. First, he's talking about, this looks like the scientific accomplishments of the show. First free living organism genome published. Dolly, first mammal. Oh, no, these are things that actually happen in real life. Dolly, first mammal cloned from adult cell. U.S. president bars federal funds for research in human cloning. Neanderthal, we spelled it without the H, so it sounds like Neanderthal because that's how it's actually pronounced correctly. Skeleton lends support to out of something human
Africa,
evolution. Out of what? Africa?
I think.
Yeah. Rough draft of human genome announced. Oh,
Amazing.
it's so cool. Wish we
It's
could
so
hear it.
cool. I also sent you like a link on Facebook Messenger of the picture that the Akudas posted that's been going viral.
Ew. Oh, I see
In
what
a
you mean.
good way, not in a cruise ship way.
Here it is. It's our good friend, Mr. Michael Akuda, posting this, representing science with Dr. Muhammad Noor at Star Trek The Cruise. And there he is with Denise.
So cute.
And they're in the, looks like they're in the Windjammer. Remember the Windjammer? That's where they have the all the food, the buffet. Am I getting that right, Melissa? There's that long pause. Okay. Anyway, I believe that's the Windjammer. All right. So lots of great stuff is going on at the cruise. Let me ask you guys. Oh, Anne-Marie, tell us what else we're missing at the cruise right now while I put a poll in the live chat.
I'm just gonna say, like, the first night there was apparently a guy dressed as a Gorn dancing to Spice Girls. I would say like that's the number one thing I've missed, but also a circle of Mark Twain's doing that like Spider-Man meme that's like you, no you. And then like last night, I think it was, two people were out who were dressed as Mark Twain with Borg implants, which was also hilarious. But there have been like so many things. I heard that like on the Hollywood Squares Star Trek edition, Walter Koenig got to be the middle square, which is like the most prestigious location, which is where he belongs. Quite a lot of amazing stuff. Wait, I think you're muted.
Here is the poll question of the day. The question is, when I see cruise photos, people posting all their pictures of the cruise, the options are jealous or happy others are having fun. I know what my answer would be. My answer is happy others are having fun. Sometimes you see things and you're like, oh, I got FOMO so bad. I wish I was there. But with these, I'm like, I'm just happy. They seem to be having a good time. And I'm like, thanks for reporting back and for making me smile. But I bet Melissa gets pissed. She's like, I wish I was there so bad right now. Damn, she pausing. What about you, doctor?
I get really seasick, so I'm just happy other people are having fun. Okay, I'm sending you like a couple other of my highlight things on Facebook Messenger. So one is the Mark Twain thing I was talking about.
Okay, I'll pull that up.
Which is so funny.
Oh,
I
yes. Go ahead, Melissa. Okay. So love this. This is the gaggle of Twains. This is brilliant. They're all twaining.
It's just so funny. People are like, who would guess this is a Star Trek cruise?
Looks like a KFC meeting. Oh, there's
I
a
know,
sixth one
that's the
hiding right.
other thing.
I didn't see the sixth one before. There's one
Oh
hiding
my
right
God,
there.
it's so funny.
And this one, if John Orchiola is still in the live chat, I hope he is. John Orchiola, look at this one right here. This guy with the white mustache and the dark black bristly beard under it. And you tell me, which wrestler does that remind you of? Which wrestler? The white mustache and the black bristly beard. There might be some people in the live chat that know that one.
Okay, I sent you two more of my favorite highlights. And these don't include the Gordon dancing the Spice Girls, unfortunately. I don't want to get dinged for copyright. That is so good. I also want to know if it's the same Mark Twains and then like the next day they played assimilated Mark Twains. I think that's great. Oh, you're muted again.
Yeah, it's got to be.
That's quality. Quality
Mhm.
cosplay.
And then, of course, everybody knows this one. Check this out. Even Denise was tweeting this out herself.
Yes.
If I remember correctly. Check this out. So Denise is running away from Armis.
But the best part is people were referring to it as fancy Armis because when you like
Yeah.
zoom in, it's
Yeah.
sparkly,
Yeah, look at this.
which is the best part of it. Oh,
Yeah.
he's fancy.
Fancy Armis. We know where that is. Oh, it says
Amazing.
promenade right there. Anyway, so
funny.
and that was Nana's husband right there too. I just saw him in the picture. Anyway, so I want to give a special shout out thank you to Melissa Longo for being such a trooper. It is not easy when your Wi-Fi is not working well to keep joining back and joining back. It can be a very, very, very frustrating thing. We've all been there before. And so we appreciate, oh, there's Melissa again. We appreciate Melissa hanging out with us and dealing with that because I know that can be the most annoying and frustrating thing in the world when Wi-Fi is not working with us. But check this out, everybody. This is big news. This is gigantic news. Here's the thing. Everybody's always saying, hey, when's your live show? When's this? YouTube didn't give me a notification. The YouTube boo. And they're like, when's this and when's that? Well, now we've got a full calendar up at virtualtrekcon.com. I realize what you're thinking right now is that's a lot of letters to type in. Virtualtrekcon.com. Good grief, I have to do all that. You only have to do it once. And then after that, you just type like VI and then your browser will fill the rest. It'll remember it. So just get through it that one time, type virtualtrekcon.com. And then after that, it'll do it for you, hopefully. So check this out. I've already pre-typed in virtualtrekcon.com. So you go to virtualtrekcon.com, you click on calendar. Look at this gorgeous calendar. What is going on here? So this is part of the intro video that the Matt Boardman created for the Seventh Rule Walter Koenig original series reviews. I'm watching Melissa smiling about this one. She loves it. So it's really cool. And the Matt Boardman really spoiled us with this one. And so, of course, it's at the top of this thing. It just replays.
Oh my God, he's so cute.
He sure is. So you scroll down a tiny bit, master calendar, weekly virtual live events and premieres. See how good this is?
Looks so good.
Monday, it's got it all set for you here. Mondays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the seventh rule, the next generation, full episode review, hosted by Sirach Loft and Ryan T. Husk, featuring various special guests.
And live
Then,
chat.
hell
And
yeah,
respected chat pack.
the most respected. And then you just click on these little buttons. Tuesday, look, that's our faces in there somewhere on the main viewer, right? 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, live, and it talks about the main viewer. Oh, look, journalist media. That was John Orchiola. See, we don't lie. Then on Wednesday, you're going to love this one. Look at Dr. Muhammad Noor is
Oh my God,
there.
that's so cute.
I know it. And then, so that's on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Falling Towers Watch the First podcast review show for the first episode of various series hosted by Dr. Muhammad Noor and Ryan T. And cool symbol. And look, it's got Ahsoka hiding in there. See that?
Wow.
Because that was one of our most recent
Joy
ones
does
we did.
such amazing work on the website. Tony
Joy Lee, unbelievable.
Yes. And Tony Reynolds says in the
She's
live chat,
amazing.
that is a very powerful site. And the reason I came back to so many of the events of Virtual TrekCon. Thank you for the site. Hard agree.
Nice.
MVP, Joy Lee.
Yes. He's great.
Okay, and then on Thursdays, everybody knows, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the seventh rule has our new Star Trek full episode reviews. Sometimes we also have throwback Thursdays in between those, re-edited by Melissa Longo here. But starting in just a few weeks, it's going to be Discovery up next. So I can't wait for that very soon. That's Thursday. So we always have something on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel on Thursdays. Friday. Oh, Friday. You sultry vixen. At, right here on this channel. 5 p.m. Pacific. That's when you show back up, Melissa. Is that to hear that part? That's when you can hear us. So that's our virtual Trek on Star Trek and Chill live show. That's right here on this channel. That's 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturday, we usually have various Seventh Rule virtual TrekCon clips.
I don't know what you just said.
and then Sunday, look at I love this. So look at there's
Ryan. So fun. I did it like 10 times.
Me too. And then you click on Sunday and watch this. Walter's face just appears. Watch. Look at the image. Boom. There he is. Hey, everybody. Walter, what are you doing? Oh, he's gone. Walter, come back. Here I am. So that's a lot of fun. 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We have our first segment reviews of the seventh rule. Of the next generation. But then also on the first Sunday of every month, we also will have our original series episode reviews with Walter Koenig. Sometimes we'll have it twice in a month, but we'll definitely have it on the first Sunday of every month. So Sundays are going to be the party day. Look at this. Sunday
I can't wait
party
to talk
day.
about Apollo. It's going to be so much fun. Love that episode.
So happy to have Walter with us. So anyway, everybody, this is it. You go to virtualtrekcon.com, you click on calendar, that's right here, top left. And but that's not all. There's more.
What?
That's just the weekly
Scroll
stuff.
down, let me see.
If you scroll down a little bit more, we have the yearly virtual live special events. Maybe you're somebody that likes to live in the past. You click on 2023 and you can see all this stuff from 2023. Remember the Cisco Day? Remember the pre-con con? Remember all that stuff?
Oh, Cisco Day, that thing that trended on Twitter for 2 full days? Yeah.
Yep. But we don't live in the past. We live in the present. So check this out. The next, oh man, I should not be missing this stuff.
So good.
So look, it's got all these cool little videos talking to you. Terry Farrell saying, thank you for hanging out at virtualtrekcon.com. We hope you enjoy your stay, and you're looking very good today. I like what you did with your hair, and that shirt matches your eyes very well. That's what she's saying to you right now. And then we have this cool thing from the Lappy Awards.
So awesome.
Anyway, that is what she said. And then you scroll down a bit more and you see that our next big event is May 22nd, 2024. Every year, May 22nd is the Cisco Day. And here's a little video created by the Matt Boardman to commemorate that. That was last year's, as you can see. But we'll have something big and beautiful and amazing again this year in less than 3 months. That's our next gigantic event. So let's look at 2024.
Yay.
This already passed, the Virtual TrekCon Star Trek and Chill Season 2 finale. Then we had, of course, Virtual TrekCon 5.
With the lappies. Yeah.
5 already. In it, on February 16th, we had the Star Trek and Chill season premiere. We had Falling Tower, 52 shows in 52 weeks on the February 16th, 17th. Also on February 17th, if that wasn't enough, we had the Golden Lobes, which was a lot of fun.
Lots of
Melissa
laughing.
had a lot of fun.
I did. I laughed so much. My
Me
cheeks
too.
hurt.
Me too. I got
It was-
dehydrated.
Me too. It was so much fun.
And as Dr. Anne Marie Siegel said, on February 18th, we had the Lappy Awards, which takes us to the next big day, Wednesday, May 26th. When the Cisco Day falls on Wednesdays, that makes it
There are no
extra
beheadings.
it's extra Cisco-y on Wednesdays. It's extra Creole-y on Wednesdays, everybody knows. So we're very fortunate that this year it falls on a Wednesday. Had
That's
it not been a
literally
leap
gumbo
year,
day downstairs at my grocery store. Wednesdays. Yes. Oh my God, it's fate.
amazing.
Hmm.
So stay tuned for more information on that, everybody. We're going to have huge guests. We're going to have everybody coming out of the wormhole. The entire Gamma Quadrant is going to be there, and we hope you are too. Then Sunday, July 14th, we're doing this one again. The STLV Pre-Con Con. Super exciting. We did it last year.
Oh my God, we made it to the sphere.
Yeah, well, the sphere
Whoa.
loves us. Actually, the sphere, this is what's crazy is a few
Oh my
days
God, you're on the
ago.
sphere.
Yeah,
That's
a few
so
days
cool.
ago, we checked our spam folder in virtualtrekcon@gmail.com. We hadn't realized that 2 weeks prior, the people that run the sphere called us and emailed us and asked us if they could feature us on, Virtual TrekCon 5. And we said, shoot, sorry, we missed this. It was too late, but you can feature us for the pre-con con. So they did that. It's very nice of them. We really appreciate it. So they'll be featuring us there all weekend long. Great, great guys. Jill and Jose, we really appreciate you guys. Anyway, why is that funny?
Amazing.
And then, of course, right after that, 2 weeks later, we will actually be at STLV in person, partying with Creation Entertainment's STLV. And right here, March 7th through 10th, we will all be at STSF Trek to San Francisco, Creation Entertainment's Trek to San Francisco. We really hope to see you there. That's going to be March 7th through 10th. We'll see you there. That'll be before the Cisco Day.
Hmm.
Then, of course, the main viewer, September 3rd, season finale, because that sandwiches Star Trek Day. Star Trek Day is September 8th. Everybody knows right here. Then we'll have the main viewer season premiere, and that's the end of 2024.
Fun.
Wow. Oh my God, I need a nap. We have so much coming up.
I need a cough drop. That was a lot of narrating.
Mhm.
I'm really proud of that website. Joy Lee is amazing. Thank you so much for that, Joy. You're amazing. And the Matt Boardman, I hope you're in the live chat because your videos and your thumbnails and your graphics are phenomenal.
And you're going to be one of the co-hosts of STSF, so it's going to be even crazier.
Oh, yeah. Everybody, we'll see you at STSF. That is Trek to San Francisco, March 7th through 10th. It's in less than a week and a half. It's basically, what, 9 days from now? It's 8. I'll be going there in like 8 days. We'll be there in just a week and a half. Everybody, we'll see you there. It's gonna be nuts. And there's the Matt Boardman. Okay, so here's the end of the live chat poll. When I see cruise photos, I am 14% of you said jelly, and everybody else was like, just happy others are having fun. And Anne Marie's like, I get seasick. I don't even want to see the pictures.
Yeah, actually, there was a picture where something was rocking, and I was like, "Oh my God, I can't even look at this." Oh, it was just a
Don't
picture
come a
of the
knocking
boat
then.
there's something about seeing the water slide on the top of the boat as it's moving. I was like, "Oh, look away," but it does look cool.
Okay, so let's talk about this week very quickly. As you know, on Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we have our premiere on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. So we did that just yesterday. It's available right now. The full review of Next
Booby
Generation
trap.
episode Booby Trap. Booby Trap. Go check that out. It's available right now on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. Booby Trap. And then tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time, that's Wednesday, on the Falling Tower YouTube channel, we are just finishing up Sci-Fi Month. Dr. Mohammed Noor and I are joined by guest Rico E. Anderson, and we are doing Twisted Metal on Peacock. Twisted Metal, which is based off of a PlayStation game, I think, if I remember correctly. But did we like it? Did we love it? Did we want more of it? Did we hate it? Find out tomorrow. Falling Tower YouTube channel, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Twisted Metal. Then on Thursday, we'll probably have a nice throwback Thursday episode for all of y'all. Melissa's got big eyes because she's like, uh-oh, that's me. So, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Then on Friday, right back here on this virtual TrekCon channel, live, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Star Trek and Chill. It's going to be savage. We're going to have so much fun. It's illegal in 6 states. You know which states they are. Kentucky, West Virginia, obviously,
Alabama.
Tennessee, Alabama, Massachusetts. Massachusetts is a problem. And Hawaii, everybody knows. So
Wow. Dude, Time has cough drops right now that are from Caitlin Hopkins when she was on Seventh Rule and she was promoting those. That's
beautiful.
amazing. Deep cut.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Remember those? Yeah. I
just-
used those. They were great.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. And then on Sunday, lastly, this Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time, as you know, we'll have our first segment review of Star Trek The Next Generation. Where is it? Ooh, season 3, episode 11, The Hunted. Remember The Hunted with the Outrageous Okana version 2? Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
So check that out. But hang on a second. Is this Sunday the first Sunday of the month?
Yeah.
Well, then I guess that means at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern time, we will have our full review of Star Trek, the original series, season 2, episode 2, Who Mourns for I'm not going to say it, but everybody knows it because some people have one version of saying it. Other
Adonais?
people have other versions of saying it. Let me just say that I was told it was pronounced one way. So at the very beginning of the episode, I may have said it that way.
Okay, I
And
was
Walter
told.
may or may not have corrected me. And then we may or may not have looked it up and talked about it for 45 minutes. Probably not probably like 10 seconds.
And you
But
would not be
anyway,
the first.
yeah,
Like been
you got
happening
to
every
see it,
day since it
everybody.
aired.
Do not miss this. Walter Koenig is freaking amazing. He joins me and Sirach Lofton and the whole Free for All gang. We have a party. Melissa's there. She brings the cornbread, best cornbread you've ever had.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I want cornbread now.
Yeah. Cornbread's
Yeah,
really good.
it's really good.
With like some baked
Mm.
beans.
Yes, I was just thinking beans too. Maybe a little chili on the side. Mm.
Anne-Marie, you don't like cornbread?
Oh, it's good. No, I was just
Okay.
thinking about like, ooh, if this, I was just trying to think what next month's episode would be. And then I remembered the next one after Apollo is Nomad, which is always
Yes.
heavily featured at STLV
Oh,
cosplays. Yeah.
Nomad, my favorite. I've never seen it. All right. So that's what's so fun about these is I've never seen these. Sirach's never seen these. Walter has never seen these. So we're just going at these with like fresh eyes and having way too much fun doing it. I
These
think
are also
Melissa's probably never seen
iconic.
these.
This one also is like what TMP was based on is the next episode. Crazy.
Oh, that is interesting.
Or it's like the next episode, but it was like given a grander plot and everything. It's not the same machine.
Hmm.
So,
All right. So everybody, we
Mm.
will see you then. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget, when this video ends, hit the refresh button, leave a nice comment below. Tell us your thoughts on Kenneth Mitchell. Tell us your thoughts on the cruise. Tell us your thoughts on the cool new website that Joy, well, it's not a new website, but the cool new page on the website. And then go to the description box below and click that GoFundMe link and donate to Kenneth Mitchell's family. And then share it with everybody. I know that's a lot of
Wow.
homework, but
oh,
this is all good, important stuff.
Yeah.
also happy birthday, my mom in the live chat.
Happy
Aw,
birthday, my mom in the live chat.
yeah,
Aw.
cute. Okay.
And everybody, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications, give us a 5-star rating. If you're listening in and a nice review, we'd really appreciate that too. I know that's a lot of stuff we just asked for, but please, we really appreciate it. Anyway, Melissa Longo, can you tell everybody where they can find you?
On social media at melissalongo.com, in the Interroted Republic at Walking Art Made by Melissa, and Walking Art Made by Melissa on Patreon.
I'm sorry, Melissa, we didn't catch that. Can you repeat that, please? She knows I'm kidding. Okay.
Scared I was
Dr.
gonna
Ann,
cut out again.
no, but you got it. You got it all. Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel, what about yourself?
Just Twitter at Anne-Marie Siegel1.
Justtwitter.com.
Mhm.
Everybody, you can find, I wonder if that's taken. Everybody, you can find me on twitter.com at RyanTGHusk. Once again, that's at RyanTGHusk, or just the 7th Rule Virtual TrekCon and Falling Tower on your favorite social media, but especially right here on, say it with me, YouTube. Thank you very much for hanging out with us, Dave Gregory, John Davis, Zon 4, Scott Jensen the 13th, Kimber Spores, Galenda, Portia, JR Poole, One Trek Fan, Ben Genium. Oh, also, by the way, everybody, we are putting together some packages. We're going to be emailing the winners of the Lappy Guesses. And so we'll be emailing you very shortly to get your postal addresses or shipping addresses, and we'll be taking care of that. Really excited about that. Ordogheim, thank you very much for the package. We have got some goodies, and I'm going to bring those to San Francisco, and we are going to
Oh.
party. We're going to have a Bill Erickson party because he gave us so many goodies. We're going to have a Bill Erickson party
What?
in San Francisco next week.
Wow.
Mhm.
Oh, is that
Are
why
we
he
having
said the
cigars by
box?
the pool?
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yep. Bill Erickson party next week. Be there or be square. All right. We'll see you next time. And everybody, when you want to have a good time, when you want to cherish good friends, and when you want to have a good conversation with good people, put it on the main viewer. Bill Erickson party next week.